What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Now, we took care of the Diamond Quarter, the Commons, and Dusttown. We dipped into the Tavern, we went to the Shaperate, we talked to both Balin and Harrowmont and made our decision on who we're going to support. All that's left here now is to jump into the Proving Grounds and get this battle underway. Now, we do have a couple side quests here along the way, too. I believe Ambassador Gainsley is here. We gotta take care of him for the crows. As well as the thief from the Shaperate. Good old Corbett that we met in Dusttown had a bill of sale from somewhere in here. He lost a bet, and I assume he paid up with the Shaperate tome.
Kill each other in the arena, do they?
I'm sure we can discover that somewhere down here. We'll have some things to learn about the Proving and Dwarven culture while we're in here, too. You see a wall carving back there. Here's Varric.
Watch for Piotr Idukin. He's won the squad combat 4 years running. He has 11 decapitations so far. He needs just 3 more for the one-season record.
I believe we'll be facing off against him when we fight for Harrowmont. I guess you've watched a lot of Provings then.
Front row seats at every grand proving since my father took me on his shoulders. Name's Varric. I got a controlling interest in a mine off the old Roostin Tig. But my backers know not to hand me a pick any day there's blood on the stone, if you know what I mean.
Like a NFL Superman, but for the Provings. So the Proving's just a tournament.
Sure. Like King Endrin was just a noble. A proving is a sacred art. Any dispute brought to the proving ground is settled by the ancestors' decision, and no one can protest it.
What are the rules?
They change from round to round. Sometimes it's bare hands, sometimes weapons, sometimes pairs or squads. It's announced when the fight begins. That's about all the warning anyone gets.
Have you ever fought in one?
Me? Are you out of your mind? I'm a miner, not a warrior.
Such is life. Isn't that nice? No, if you'll excuse me.
I'm telling you, Piotr will take the prize. You can put gold on it.
I didn't expect the fancy mining cast dwarf here to have ever gotten his hands dirty, but we had to ask. We'll always take codex pages. Here are the fighters.
This is a private area. Combatants only.
I wonder if this is Balin's fighters or if it's Harrowmont's. I guess we'll find out as we chat to him.
Go away. I don't talk to admirers until after the fight.
Definitely not one of those, friend. Is Piotr.
Guards, remove this intruder.
It is indeed one of Balin's camp of fighters right here. We'll be meeting all these people in the Proving when we get there, so I guess we got a little luck beforehand. Have to see if I can come back and get Maya's chest whenever we get there. His Beisel.
Look, I already told the Proving Master I withdrew. Do you have to keep harassing me?
What are you talking about?
Well, that sounded genuine. If you weren't looking for me, do me a favor and pretend I never said anything.
Did someone make you drop out of the Proving?
I left the Proving on my own business, and I have no intention of discussing it.
If you tell me what's happening, I could help you.
Look, it's just, when I was younger, I had a thing with this Idukan girl, Revelka. Lesser cousin, nowhere near the throne. Her family wanted her marrying up, so they matched her with a BMO. But we didn't exactly stop seeing each other.
Ah, how touching. So you're being blackmailed? Spit it out.
Balin's fighter Miaja showed me love letters they have, from Revelka to me. If I fight, they'll expose us.
I can get those letters back.
You do that? I don't know how to thank you. I know it's my own fault, but I'd have married her if I could. Balin's fighter Miaja has the letters. If you make sure she never shows them to anyone, I'll fight for Harrowmont again. But you need to find them quickly. Registrations close once the first bout starts.
Well, speaking of Miaja's chest, I guess we get to go look at that after all. Again, you see how Balin would rule the country if he was ever in power. He's blackmailing people already to drop out of the Provings, poison, he's sending spies. As assassins, he's up to all kinds of no good. We're just gonna go ahead and yoink those. There will be no blackmail here. If you can't win fair and square, you're not gonna win. I'm also gonna fight in the Proving on Harrowmont's behalf too, so even if they do fight fair or dirty, they're not exactly gonna be going anywhere but the stone, as they like to call it.
The Proving's almost starting. I should leave if you haven't found anything.
I have your letters right here.
Where did you get those? No. I don't want to know. Just thank you. I can't say what it means to know my Revelka is safe.
Then you'll fight in the proving.
I will be glad to fight for Harrowmont in the provings. Thank you again, friend.
Attaboy. He's from Harrowmont's house. He's Basil Harrowmont, so whether brother, cousin, nephew, like whatever that is, he was gonna turn coat on his own house. Personally, if I was in his position, I probably would have told Balin to stick it up his ass regardless, but not everybody's as stubborn as me, I suppose.
The proving will begin shortly. I'm sure you can find a place in the stands. Or were you here to take part in the fight?
I'd like to fight as Lord Harrowmont's champion.
Well, that's a surprise. Never thought the Grey Wardens would take an interest in our king. Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed?
I am apparition of the Grey Wardens.
We'll just call you Grey Warden, seeing as those human names are a real burr to pronounce. We actually have an opening in the first round. Are you ready to start?
Absolutely, ready and eager.
That's what I like to hear. I will warn you, though. This is your last chance to make preparations or meet the competition. Once the fights begin, there are no new additions to the roster. All withdrawals are treated as losses and a sign of the ancestors' disfavor. Do you want to start, or would you like some time? The fighters' quarters are behind the ring.
We will make sure of one thing just before we start.
As soon as both fighters are ready.
I do want to make sure that we didn't skip by anything at all, so we did not go through this door yet. Thank the Lord that I realized that. This could have been interesting.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my fight.
You new in the fights? I don't remember seeing you before.
Are you one of the fighters?
Was. Name's Guidon, and I just tendered my resignation. Somehow I don't think the ancestors will favor me today.
Why did you resign?
It's not so much what happened, as what's going to. I heard from a reliable source Lord Harrowmont's already given up the throne. Balin called this whole proving to let his lordship save face when he concedes.
That's ridiculous. Harrowmont isn't conceding.
Oh? And where did you hear this? That's more reliable than a member of the Assembly.
I heard it from Harrowmont himself.
Well, that's not what I expected. I know Lord Harrowmont. He's an upstanding man. He'd never lie to someone's face. Maybe you're right. I'm just a warrior. I've always tried to stay out of these noble politics. If I find out this whole thing was some flunky of Balin's lying to me for his own gain, I'll...
Get back in the proving and knock some heads.
Maybe I will at that.
Okay, beautiful. Now he's back on track. We did have to lie to him there to kind of convince him, but ultimately I think it's for a good cause, right? I don't mind lying a little bit here and there. We're not going to talk to him yet.
Never understood why everyone thinks the Grey Wardens are so great. Prince Balin will be happy to hear I've flattened you into the dirt.
Right. And this proving's going to Lord Harrowmont.
When the sun shines in Orzammar.
We'll see all about that. Hopefully we fight him first.
You looking at something?
Fix a Gredden. And bold of them to just immediately start a fight with a warden right here. Alistair, get the taunt off, please. Now Warcry. Morrigan, if you want to give flame weapons again. And that's going to be the end of this little rabble trying to do something about something.
I think we work well together.
I think we work very well together, Alistair. The A-team, in fact. Now Fixagredden, of course, has a volume of Shaper history. That's the book we came here for. Finally got to the bottom of that theft. And since his name title is Fixer, I am imagining that whatever he did to win that was completely rigged. Greetings, I'm Apparition of the Grey Wardens.
Don't take it personally. Hanashan's a member of the Silent Sisters. She doesn't talk to anyone.
What are the Silent Sisters?
They're an order of female warriors, founded by Astith the Grey, a woman of the warrior caste who first fought for women's right to be soldiers. When no one listened to her words, Astith cut out her tongue and dedicated herself to training until she won a grand proving bare-handed. The women who joined her order cut out their tongues in her honor.
Who are you?
I am Ferelden. I serve as Hanashan's trainer and translator. As a Silent Sister, Hanashan cut out her tongue like the ancient paragon Astith the Grey. As you might imagine, she requires my services for more mundane tasks.
Whose side are you two on?
The Silent Sisters support the sitting king. They are loyal servants to the Idukans.
Right, so they're basically on Balin's side. You should reconsider who you call king.
Your bravado is meaningless. When a Silent Sister fights, she doesn't do it with words. If you would back up your claims, enter the proving. The ancestors will show who they think is worthy.
I certainly intend to do that. Now we'll go ahead and talk to the proven armorer over here. See what he has for us.
Fine to see you here, Warden. A number of people have told me they hope to see you in the provings. It's a rare opportunity to fight against someone so exotically trained. In fact, a few were hoping you'd take part in some informal action.
I'm game. What do you have in mind?
Say the word and I'll line up a team from one of the younger houses. They don't often get a chance to test themselves in the provings. They're a hungry bunch who employ unusual tactics. Understand that there's no concern for fairness here. Your battles will be hard won.
Set me up with a team battle.
We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Sounds good to me. Right, Alistair. Uptone. Morrigan. Go ahead and take care of this blood mage in the back for me. That's her dead. Alistair already got the taunt off. You have all these little dwarves sweeping nice and sound right there. Then with the dual sweep. See if we can get this riposte crit off. Into the whirlwind. Getting flanking position. And these fights can be pretty tough, these little underground proven battles. I would recommend caution when you come in here. Or at least a very strong party build. Once we get higher, it's going to get tough.
Good job, Warden. You've earned a portion of
In general, they won't be much of a match for us, however.
If you want to go again.
Set me up with a team battle.
We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Sounds good to me. Now, do they have a blood mage? They don't. They do have a champion, however. I didn't let Alistair's powers regenerate yet, so play a little safe with him. Let him hit the taunt. We're just gonna chop that wood. He has the upgrade to Warcry. That's what knocked us all back right there. That's what I'm gonna hope to get soon for Alistair. You see how effective it can be. And we did get the stun off with the riposte. Plus that guarantees a critical when you get the stun. Makes the ability way better. Way better. That's gonna be the end of him. We're just gonna sit here and let Alistair get all of his ability points back. He's gotta regen some of his stamina for the upcoming fights.
Good job, Warden. You've earned a portion of the receipts. Let me know if you want to go again.
Set me up with a team battle.
We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Let's see it. Right, we do have another mage. That would be an arcane warrior. She actually doesn't have any mana to take care of this kind of stuff. Now there's mana clash. Go ahead and pop that. Alistair, you taunt. And I'll go ahead and do what I do. Oh yeah, spell immunity. Not gonna be any match for us ultimately.
quit, shall we?
And mages are just going to be in the back line, healing up constantly.
You had it coming.
Nothing these guys can really do about any of this. We stunned him before he popped Indomitable, so of course he's going to hold that off.
Good job, Warden. You've earned a portion of the receipts. Let me know if you want to go again.
Absolutely. Set me up with a team battle.
We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Now, if I remember correctly, there's 5 or 6 of these that we got to do.
I see.
Morrigan, you hit Mana Clash. Alistair, you hit a Taunt. That takes care of the mage. Just let Alistair do his thing now. They're gonna pop the heals and all the things they need to do. We're gonna focus on this champion. Get him out of there first. Now we'll focus on the dwarf. I'm gonna control Alistair so he doesn't use any of his abilities. I want him to recover his stamina, not spam it for the next fight. Wonderful.
You've taught our fighters some valuable lessons. It will take some time before they are ready to challenge you again.
And there we go. We get the Codex Blittering for this.
Good work, Warden. You're amazingly skilled.
Aye, aye. Right, and I believe now, talk to Gentrin.
This deal was all their making, Warden. Technically, I haven't done anything wrong. We have no business, unless you want to make a few coins. Not that I'm suggesting anything, but you're holding the prize now.
Yeah, we're not gonna be, selling that. I should shut you down hard.
Yes, well, I'll keep my nose clean until you're long gone. How about that? I'm just a businessman. I merely exploit opportunities. I won't get in your way.
Yeah, we're not interested in selling off any tomes for anybody.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my...
Alright, now let's pull up this. Key to the city. We, increased understanding of Orzammar society has revealed a diplomatic cache accessible to representatives of the Assembly. The Lord's Trust, the first task. We did all of this. Now we have to fight as Harrowmont's champion, and that's it. We got the, book that was stolen, so we are ready to go fight in the Provins. One more quick little round. To really make Balin salty. Drop a save before we head in here.
Good, you're back. I was about to start looking for you. Are you ready to fight? Remember, once the fight begins, the roster is final. No new additions are accepted, and all withdrawals are marked as losses.
Quit stalling. I'm ready to taste blood.
Go down to the ring then. I'll be right there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. First up is Sewern of the Warrior Caste. Many of you remember when Sewern made history as a lad of 12 by defeating his own father in this very ring. Today, he fights as a champion for Prince Balin. Opposing him, in Lord Harrowmont's name, is a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Iduken and our future King Balin.
For the glory of Lord Harrowmont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Good old 1v1 fights here. No party members to help him or me. It'll be a good test of our abilities, actually.
The winner is the Grey Warden!
Are you not entertained?
That was an exciting start, Warden. Sewern is rarely trounced, and so thoroughly. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Yes.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round, Harrowmont's champion takes on the notorious duo, the Warrior Caste's twin terrors, now fighting for Prince Balin, Miaja and Lukjan.
You're the one who is blackmailing the other fighter.
When you fall.
Sure, and may the dirt taste good when I feed it to you.
First
I
warrior
have no interest in being nice to these two. Scum.
Fight!
Yeah, Miaja is gonna be first. Takes care of her. He's stunned and there's the crit. Good night.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Well,
Shame I have to kill so many warriors. They would have been good against the Blight, but
and you took them both easily.
Balin's responsibility, not mine.
Next opponent.
Yes.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving. Fought under the eyes of the
I love this gladiator arena kind of vibe being made with this.
The memory of King Endrin. Harrowmont's champion has held the field so far. But how will he do against one of the legendary Silent Sisters? We'll find out as the Warden faces Lady Hanashan, who proved her worth to Paragon Ashtith the Grey by cutting out her own tongue.
Big great sword.
And to our Prince Balin by fighting in his name.
With the future King Harrowmont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Before any nonsense goes down with this. Dual sweep. Get her out of there with the riposte.
The winner is the Grey Warden!
Not gonna give her any chance to knock us down or get any kind of abilities off.
Harrowmont will be pleased, Warden. The Silent Sister support was a great boost for Balin. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Yes.
Excellent. Let us go.
Running out of warriors, Balin.
This is a glory proving. Fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round is paired combat. Just as Kiatchet fought as King Bloodlik II defending our empire, so have dwarves always fought alongside a second. Master of all weapons, prisoner of none, Wojek Ivo has never won the same way twice. What will he do today, lords and ladies? And will it win the day for Prince Balin? Grey Warden, choose your second, for you face Wojek Ivo and Valans.
I choose the sorceress Morrigan.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Let's get started.
I am your death.
This should be
Begin the onslaught.
He sure talked a big game back in the locker room, but he seems like he's in a puddle of his own blood now.
Winner is the Grey Warden.
Was there ever any doubt?
Wojek Ivo is one of the best this arena has seen, Warden. Harrowmont picked wisely. Are you ready for your next opponent?
And Duncan picked wisely too. Yes.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving. Fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Only 2 warriors remain. Fighting for his royal cousin Balin, Piotr Idukan has led his team to triumph over every unit so far. Challenging him on behalf of Lord Harrowmont, the Grey Warden has risen from nothing to stand at the competition summit. Each will lead a full unit of 4 soldiers to see once and for all whom the ancestors favor.
You fight well, but your judgment is questionable. The throne will never leave House Idukan.
I dedicate my triumph to Harrowmont's victory.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Now we could have pulled in Harrowmont's fighters here, but instead of doing any of that, I prefer to just take it ourselves. He talked a lot of shit, so let's give him a taste, shall we? Let's really see who the best commander is here. This is right-hand man dead. CP Owen's having a real bad day already.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Congratulations! You defeated the man Prince Trian himself once called the Horns of my army. Do you deny this Grey Warden has earned the championship? Then it is my honor to declare this Grey Warden champion of the Proving, who has shown that the ancestors favor Lord Harrowmont.
May the assembly heed the ancestors and choose Harrowmont.
The ancestors speak through you. Congratulations, Warden.
It's gonna be a big old womp womp for Balin. I'm very satisfied to be the one to deliver it.
You showed them. The ancestors are smiling on Lord Harrowmont today.
Indeed.
Good work, Warden. You're amazingly skilled.
When my arm heals, you watch out, Duster.
Yeah, I'm very scared.
Not bad for a surfacer.
At least he had fun. Let's see if the Silent Sister has anything now that we kicked our ass.
Ancestors, watch over your path. Ancestors, watch over your path.
Actually, maybe we'll try and take a swing back here.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my fight.
As you see, no lackeys were hurt during the process of this. Even all of Balin's warriors that we kicked their asses, they didn't actually die.
Congratulations and well fought. My cousin was wise to choose you.
Cousin, that answers that question of that. Now, let's talk to Varric.
I can't believe it! The ancestors came out of the sodding ground to kiss your feet, Duster.
Let's see if any of these have any comments for us.
That was a good fight. Miaja learned a lot from you.
So did Luke John.
Anytime, I suppose. Really was no trouble at all. He's Pioden.
Your victory means nothing. The Assembly knows better than to base its vote on one proving.
We'll see about that. Whatever I have to do to stop your homie from getting the crown is what I'm gonna do.
Sick for days. You should have seen me last week.
Right, you're sick. Of course. Let's go ahead and talk to the Proven Master. He might have some kind of reward for us. We did just win the Grand Proven after all.
That was an excellent showing. We were honored by your participation, Warden.
I appreciate that. I believe we do get something for that. I thought we did. I thought we got a Proven helmet as a reward for that. Maybe later. Maybe when we turn all this in. Now going over to our quest log. Return to Dulin Faranda. We also need to return this little book to the Shaper. So we'll go ahead and head back to the Noble Quarter, turn in the Shaper quest.
News of the hour. Lord Balin promises radical changes that will offend the ancient paragons. Have our traditions no value?
Damn, Alistair is invested. He's like stanced up listening to that. Alright, Dulin. Oh, was Dulin not in this part of the palace?
Let's get started.
I could have swore that he was. Hopefully me breaking in here like that doesn't get the wrong impression. Where would Dulin Faranda be? Dulin Faranda in Tapster's Tavern. He's in Tapster's. My mistake. I suppose we did get the XP for the door, however. Well, we didn't come here for nothing. We do have the tome to turn into the Shaper, so we'll go ahead and do that while we're in the Diamond Quarter.
Lord Harrowmont is a weak man, and he will...
A very riveting explanation. I guess I'm gonna go vote Balin. Still yet to go inside the assembly chambers. Probably be heading there after we turn this kind of stuff in. Boy, do I have some good news for you.
You found it. Warden, you have my gratitude. You're a bright spot in an otherwise dark time.
There's no problem at all, really. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go head back to the tavern to talk to Dulin. I'll catch you guys there. Alrighty, here we are at Tapster's. And Dulin's up here in the back. We already talked to him briefly before.
Atrasvala, champion. I hear your performance in the proving was nothing short of amazing.
Trasvala.
Thank you for bringing both Baisel and Guidon back into the fight. His lordship was touched to see his old friends stand for him. There can no longer be any doubt where your sympathies lie. If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now.
Excellent. Lead the way.
His lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
Finally get to talk to the man himself. It's about time. Been here for a long, long time. Alright, a Lord's Trust, the second task. We already did lockpick his bedroom. I'm actually glad we came up this way. This would be open if we hadn't, and I would have never gotten that XP. Take care of Morrigan's level up before we talk to the man, so... I'm gonna go 2 willpower and only 1 magic actually, just so she has the 30 willpower at this point. Now if we go all the way down yonder, what were we working on with Morrigan? While this mode is active, the caster enchants the party's melee weapons with telekinetic energy that increases armor penetration. The bonus to armor penetration is based on the caster's spell power and provides greater damage against heavily armored foes. We will grab that, that will be interesting, and we also are right there on Crush in Prison, so next level she will have Crush in Prison, which is going to be very useful. We'll go ahead and put that over by her passives, and let's talk to the man.
I appreciate what you have done, Warden, and I apologize for putting one of your rank through such trials. I am Lord Pyrell Harrowmont, and I thank you for your efforts to help me preserve King Endrin's throne.
Why would Endrin prefer you over his own son?
You may not know the story, but Balin is actually the youngest of 3. Endrin's eldest, Trian, was murdered in the Deep Roads not a year ago. His middle son was found standing over the body and was exiled. But I've always found it suspicious that Balin knew just where to look. Endrin loved his sons too much to voice such suspicions. But he knew Balin's only interest in ruling was to further his own power.
And Balin's men say you planted those suspicions.
Balin resents me because I did not believe his setup. I wanted a full investigation, a trial, not this knee-jerk reaction. It speaks poorly of Balin that Endrin himself was the first to think that he should not be trusted.
You believe you'd be a better king than Balin?
I have never sought the throne. My role was to serve Endrin, first as his advisor, then as an elected Desher in the Assembly. Harrowmont has never been king, and I always assumed Trian would rule after his father. But both Endrin and my colleagues have asked me to step up, and I will not back down when Orzammar needs me.
So not only is there a snake and a rat that can't be trusted in the opposition, but you know they do always say the people who are best with power are the ones that never wanted it. And this guy has zero interest in the throne. He had no plans or patterns or advances to it whatsoever. He just wanted to serve his king and friend, and now he's been thrust into this position by his peers. Seems like he's been politically elected by everybody that's important, whereas Balin was the one who usurped all that and put himself in the line. So we're going to definitely go ahead and choose Harrowmont here. I definitely support my own decision. The Assembly has more power than the king.
The Assembly represents the voices of the wisest, most noble families. While we need a single king to preside over important functions and lead us in battle, the Assembly better represents all in Orzammar.
All I want is your support against the Blight.
For us, the Darkspawn are a constant menace, so a Blight may not elicit the same urgency you are used to. Ultimately, the Assembly decides what troops to send. If they no longer fear civil war, they'll have no reason to hold back. If you want my support to count, I will have to be king, and right now, there is no sure way to get there. Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the criminal carter she runs?
What about them?
The Assembly receives pleas every day from the common folk, begging that something be done about her. So far, no one has managed. Jarvia hides her base in Dust Town, the raw edges of the city where no one lives but castless and criminals. If you would help me in this, it would show the Assembly that I, and not Balin, have the ability to defend and rule this city.
At least he made a distinction between castless and criminals. He understands that they're not all that way, at least. I'll deal with Jarvia. Be ready to help against the Blight.
Do this, and I promise if I take the throne, I will not stop until the Assembly sends your troops. Look for Javia in Dust Town. Do whatever it takes to see that justice is served.
Absolutely, and now we know where we're heading next. I did just want to mention one thing that Harrowmont touched on there, where he said the middle son of the Dwarven King was exiled. Now, I didn't mention this at the start of the game. It actually just completely slipped my mind to explain as a huge positive of this game. But all 6 or however many origins there are actually take part at the same time. So if we hadn't picked Human Noble and we would have picked something else, all of the High Evers would have still been slaughtered, and our character here still does exist in the game. The only difference is he would have never became a Grey Warden because Duncan wouldn't have been there. Duncan goes wherever your origin is, and so everybody else doesn't have the benefit of being recruited, and so they are kind of left to their fates. Now the middle son, who was exiled for murdering his brother, that is who you play. If you play the Dwarven Noble origin, you will in fact play the middle son that Balin backstabs and sets up. And Duncan saves you when you're exiled into the Deep Roads. There's a very cool little thing that as we run around the game, you can actually run into the other origins. Sometimes you'll find them dead, sometimes you'll just see their kind of like general vicinity or what happened to them. It works the same with the Dalish, the City Elf, Dwarven Commoner. You actually find the remains of the Dwarven Commoner inside a prison cell, I believe. A very cool little thing that I forgot to mention at the start of this game, so anybody who's played the Dwarven Noble origin, you actually do know that all the rumors about Balin are very true, and he's just as much of a snake as he is painted out to be by his peers. Again, even on my first playthrough, however, I did support Harrowmont just for all the reasons I've listed here. He just seems like a snake. He's clearly not a good man. He clearly does not have good intentions. It seems like he would run the country as he runs his little effort to become king in the first place. If you become king through corruption, dirty deeds, backroom deals, falsified documents, then you will do that all over again once you're in power. What you would do to get it, you would do while you have it, at least in my opinion.
I hope you'll support Lord Harrowmont.
That's the plan. You have any comments on the recent happenings, Lady Dace?
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
They're all just over it. Not only that, but the old king himself, by rights, he endorsed Harrowmont, not his son. And technically, by just rights, if you respect the chain of command, the king has already ordered who is to be the next king. And that should be respected too. It's his dying wish. I'm a big fan of, you know, you remember when we did Levy's quest at Soldier's Peak. I said I'm a big fan of honoring final wishes and last requests. His last request, of course, was that Harrowmont would be king and not Balin, so I'm going to go ahead and respect that. We read about King Endrin a lot in the codexes, so we already know for a fact that he's a good guy. I mean, we read about all his great deeds. He was the one who pulled Orzammar out from the brink. He's the one who made it so nobody that didn't need to die, died. He did seal everybody else off, which is unfortunate, but in war, it's not... You can never save everybody in war, but you do have to save who you can save, and that's exactly what Endrin did. The Codex also mentioned that he never considered that a victory. He considered it a defeat and a loss, and he hated the fact that he was rewarded for that. He didn't like that people called him like a great general over that, since to him, he lost the chess match. Everything I've learned about King Endrin, I liked. Seems like a great king. I only wish that he was still alive to be the ones to help us against the Darkspawn here, but alas, that's not an option for us. What is an option, though, is to get his best friend to be in charge instead, and Harrowmont is the current general. I want the leader of the armies, not the spoiled brat who got all his relatives killed for power. It's kind of the way I'm looking at this, so... Have anything for you, Rogek?
Pleasure doing business with you.
I would love to be able to take care of him, but unfortunately, he gets to live.
Yes? Why is someone like you hanging about Dusttown so much?
No, I still don't have an option for him.
Sky when you go back up there.
No, try not to. What do we tell him? Just hold on really tight with your feet. Alright, so here we are back in Dusttown. The creepy little door back here, of course, is the way to Javia's hideout, but we are going to handle that another time. We are going to wrap this episode up now, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to ring that bell. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care guys, have a good day.